Hey everyone, I'm Luke Notestein, a multimedia journalist and sports journalist here at WRAL. Back on Tuesday, December 9th, Cameron Indoor Stadium opened up its hallowed halls to welcome a game between Howard University and North Carolina A&T. Howard's head coach, Kenneth Blakeney, was a key contributor on Duke's back-to-back national championship winning teams in 1991 and 1992. His connection to the Duke Brotherhood is strong, and he uses that network to give his Howard players the opportunity to play on the famous court at Cameron Indoor Stadium. I spent the day with Coach Blakeney and his team when Howard played NC A&T in Durham. Here's my conversation with Coach Blakeney before the game during his team's shoot-around. Here, in a place that you know very well, what does it mean for you and your program? I know you've done it before, but to have them be able to play on this court here, what does that mean for you?
It means a lot. To bring our team to be able to play on Cameron Indoor Stadium, right on the campus of Duke University, that means so much to me, but also to the basketball culture in this country and globally means a lot. This brand, Cameron, is special in college basketball. So I wanted our brand, Howard University, to be associated with special brands, and to be able to play this game tonight means so much to us.
Right. It's, as I understand, it's the third time you played here this season. Is that right?
This will be the third time we've played here this season. We were in the Brotherhood run earlier in November and played Duke in Niagara, and back a couple of weeks later for our game against North Carolina A&T.
Just the atmosphere here, it's something that's unique in college basketball. Do you think your players just kind of have a sense of what it's like to play here?
Well, growing up, every basketball player watches Duke basketball. There's not a basketball player in America that hasn't envisioned themselves either sitting on that Duke bench or being an opponent here in Cameron Indoor Stadium. So for most people, it's a dream come true. And for us to have the privilege to play here for the third time this year is really special for our program.
So I know you had to kind of organize this. So how did it start? Like, who do you have to reach out to be like, hey, can we play here?
Well, thankfully, I know people here, so that helps. But yeah, we just reached out and saw if the date was available. The date was available, and then we had to just go through the logistical things. And it's like putting the puzzle together. And at the end of the day, the puzzle and pieces matched. And thankfully, Duke University and the athletic department here were so kind and generous to allow us to be able to play this game here today.
Right. This place is special to you. You spent your college days here. Your fondest memories. When you think back to your college days, what do you remember the most?
Well, my fondest memories are just being out here on the practice court every day. The games are great. Banners are amazing, but the relationships that you build as brothers with the brotherhood here, on the court, in the locker rooms, those intimate moments that you share, will last a lifetime.
Right. Still keep in touch with a lot of the guys that you played with?
Absolutely. Yeah, we talk all the time.
Yeah. And what you learned here as a basketball player, did you know kind of early on in your life that you eventually wanted to get into coaching?
I did, but I didn't. Obviously you want to go through and play as much basketball as possible. But at some point in time, it ends for everyone. And for some people, it ends sooner than others. And for me, once I knew that I was done playing, it was that next kind of pivot in my life to become a basketball coach.
Yeah. And what you've done throughout your coaching career, I know you've had several stops before you got to Howard. How proud are you just of what you've accomplished as far as being able to impact young people's lives?
That's the most important thing, just like using our basketball court as a place of education. First and foremost, we are teachers and we're leaders. And for me, being able to serve, lead, and to give back at a university that's considered one of the best universities in the world, Howard University, in my hometown of Washington, D.C., is really meaningful for me.
Yeah. You've been there 7 years now, is that right?
Year 7, but I only call year 6. We lost a year because of COVID.
Gotcha. Okay. Where you are now, do you feel like you've been able to kind of make your imprint and kind of put your stamp on the program at this point?
Absolutely, but everything evolves daily. With college basketball, you have NIL, you have transfer portals, you have, arms race for facilities. There's so many different things that change and keep evolving in college athletics that you have to keep your finger on the pulse. So for me, it's an ever evolving job.
Mm-hmm. The coaching tree from Duke, there's so many of you who have gone into coaching and other things in basketball. Just the brotherhood that you mentioned, the brotherhood run, how strong is that brotherhood here, maybe compared to other programs?
It's extremely strong and it's real. Just knowing other players from other programs that have graduated and now are alums, and they see our relationship that we have here at Duke with the brotherhood, and they get jealous, and they talk about that's not there at their respective schools. And they see either text messages or phone calls or just how we interact with one another. It's so real that we're able to bring our program here and play a game.
Yeah. And to have, I know you mentioned it's the relationships and stuff, but also the 2 national championships are kind of cool. Do you have fond memories of just those seasons, especially, maybe more than other seasons?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No doubt. I mean, every season's different. And with each season, you have unique and fond memories. But being able to be a part of a legacy and a history, you walk in the gym and you see the 2 banners that are flying over, the gym, is really unique and special. And it's something that my kids, my grandkids, and their kids after them will be able to celebrate and recognize.
As far as when you go through certain challenges with coaching, can you lean on Coach K, John, like other guys who are doing it too? Can you just text or call them and be like, hey, how do you deal with this situation?
You absolutely do. Yeah, that's really the support group that you have is your family, right? So to being able to talk to Tommy Amaker, Johnny Dawkins, David Henderson, Chris Collins, Coach K, Coach Shire, Tyler Thornton, who was on my staff for many years, just to be able to pick their brain and ask questions, is that information is invaluable. But it's also invaluable because the information that you're getting is coming from a family member that loves and trusts you.
Right. And this university, it's not everybody can get in here. It's tough to get in. So, academics have obviously been an important part in your life. Is that something you try to pass on to your players as well too? Like, hey, you got to hit the books.
Well, no doubt. That's why I wanted to be at Howard. Howard is very similar to Duke University. You look at it, it's 10,000 seat students, undergrad and grad, high academic requirements, high rankings. When you look at it, there's a lot of parallels between Howard and here at Duke. We're honoring Ann Akari tonight, who is one of our captains of the day. And her husband, Dr. Akari, was the first Black doctor at Duke Hospital. But Ann got her MD from Howard University.
So she's smart.
Brilliant.
Really smart. That is so impressive because, as you mentioned, basketball does end at some point for everybody. But to have that, just the knowledge and the wherewithal to be able to do whatever you want with your life, that's something that I imagine you impart on these guys every day.
Absolutely. Well, it's something what's the reason why you choose a school like Howard University? You want to set yourself up for the next 20 to 50 years of your life to position yourself with opportunities, resources, relationships, where you can lean on those people with jobs, advice, guidance, mentorships. Those things are really important, and they're really important when you choose the right school.
Yeah. Coach, I think that's most of the questions that I have. Is there anything else that you want to say either about Howard or about Duke that you don't think I asked you today?
Not right offhand, but thank you.
Yeah. Hey, we're looking forward. We'll be at the game tonight. We're looking forward to it. So
thank you.
Really appreciate your time.
No, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this.
Howard beat North Carolina A&T 73-69. I caught up with Coach Blakeney after the game to get his immediate reaction to the experience of coaching on the same sidelines as the legendary Coach K.
Hey, Coach. Luke Notestein with WRAL here in Raleigh. You have so many memories here, and you had such a storied, history here. Is there a moment when you allow yourself to kind of reminisce a little bit as you're kind of getting your team ready to play a game? And then how do you turn that off?
I did for a moment today during the national anthem. I looked up at the retired jerseys and saw that there was 13. And I'm so proud and honored that I can say I played with 3 of the 13. And then I looked at the national championship banners and saw that there were 5 up there. And to know that I was, a member and a small part of 2 of the 5, I got chill bumps just kind of thinking about that. But I had to kind of, reset myself and kind of get locked into, what we were about to do.
You told me earlier today that the brotherhood is real. When you're here, every time you come here, no matter how many times, do you feel that connection?
just sitting in this room right now. We used to eat our meals in this rooms. So this is, this just took me back, a lot of years. And to see what it is right now, it's beautiful. And to know what, Coach K has done and given the baton to John, and to see what John has done and is doing is, Coach Shire has, wow. Like, he's filled every bit of Coach K's extremely large shoes and has taken it up a notch. So it's wonderful during this, unique era of NIL and transfer portal, and the innovative, creative, ways in which John is moving is neat.
Do you ever get tired of coming here?
No. Never.
Thank you, Coach. Questions?
Just out of curiosity, when's the last time that you either coached a game here or just been here?
We played in the Brotherhood Run. That was...
So, November 22nd, month ago?
Yeah. So we were just here 3.5 weeks ago, probably. So it's pretty, it was making the trip down, and, we had the same locker room that we had in our first game against Niagara. And to be on that sideline that, Coach K stood on for many years, and now Coach Shire, I joked, I said, there's many wins that have happened from this bench. Maybe we're good today. So I'm glad that I was able to sit on that bench and in the shadow of Coach K and Coach Shire, but also add 2 wins to that bench as well.
Kirk, did you get the sense that your players maybe had a little extra bounce in their step because they wanted a win for you here?
Well, I hope that they had a bounce in their step, because, they should have a bounce in their step every day. And then for me, it's about them. My playing days and all of those things are done for me. I appreciate that thought, but it's about them and their educational experience. Like, I want our young men to have great educational and academic experiences, and being a student athlete is part of that. So for them, having a chance to play in Cameron Indoor Stadium 3 times this year, going 2 and 3 here, is a memory that they'll cherish for the rest of their lives. And I hope it enhances and exposes them to some things that they weren't, exposed to before this.
When I reflect back on that day that I spent with Coach Blakeney and the Howard basketball team, I get the sense that his players truly respect his leadership and his willingness to share his college experiences with them. It's evident that he places a lot of importance on preparing his players for life after basketball, just as much as he wants them to win on the court. I'm Luke Notestein, WRAL Sports.